In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do the standing face pull exercise on a cable machine with a rope attachment. Now, there are two different styles of this exercise and many different variations. It's very easy to get confused with what's right, what's wrong. Now, I'm not going to go through what's right and wrong in this exercise tutorial, but I am going to show you two different styles of how to do it. Now, firstly, you'll see here that the cable is in line with shoulder height for me, and that's a nice place to start off with. Now, some people do prefer to come from a high position to a low position. Some people like to come from a low position to a high position. However, what I want you to do is just start off with that shoulder height, and then you can play about with the settings. So think about a face pull. Realistically, it is anything that's going to be pulled towards your face, but the more traditional style of the exercise is actually having this at shoulder height. Now, if you've never used a cable machine before, you're looking for the rope attachment. Right at the top of the rope attachment, you've got a little hole, and that's going to be where you open the carabiner and pop this into the carabiner. Now, what I want you now to do is an overhand grip. So what that means is palm facing down, you're going to grab hold of the rope like so, and I want you to stand far enough away from the cable machine where you've got completely straight arms. Now I want you to look at my hand position, specifically my palm position in this first variation. So feet hip width apart. Notice how I always keep my palms down in this variation. My elbows finish behind the position of my shoulders. I'm really retracting my shoulder blades, squeezing them together in each repetition. So this would be one style of how to do a face pull. Now, some people think this is more of a clavicle face pull because I'm not pulling that high in this variation. So there's a second variation. Again, watch my palms because they're going to be different this time, where rather than me keeping a palm down position, watch what happens now. So I'm coming into a position here, palms face down, and then as opposed to this, I'm now coming into more external rotation. So I've got a much higher end position. If you want to execute this, realistically, you need one of the longer rope attachments. So if you've got one like me, you're probably better off with that first variation. If you've got a longer rope attachment, you'll then be better off with trying to come into this position and really externally rotate the shoulders and come into a higher end position with the cable and with the rope attachment. Now, of course, one, you've got more external rotation. One, you've probably got arguably more rear delts firing. It does depend on what you prefer and what you want to do. Both are different variations, and both you would repeat for your desired amount of sets and repetitions.